Good morning, everybody. This is Yin Yang with Morsels of Thought number 1238. This is the Thursday after my little hand surgery. It wasn't brain surgery, it was hand surgery. Haha. The other hand, you've seen me wearing the brace, the splint on, is also affected, but not to the point of needing the surgery that I got yesterday, which is this hand. So, anyway, I'm back in action on the original time slot, 5:10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Pacific Daylight Time, and when it's Standard Time, it's also Pacific Standard Time. Um, anyway, California time. So, good evening, people in Australia, and good afternoon, those of you in Europe. And I will read you Holy Grail Day 153 by Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider in the Rules Handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships. I want to say creative guide, but it's a guide. It is a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships. We can use these rules on anybody now. They originally started with the rules for uh, online dating, the rules for women to capture the heart of Mr. Right, time-tested secrets, and time-tested the rules. Time-tested secrets for capturing the heart of Mr. Right, and it was targeted at women who were trying to date men without being hurt, because also uh, when you do the rules, you wind up with a man who loves you more than life itself. And sometimes people found that when they settled and got a guy that absolutely loved them, they didn't necessarily love the man as much as they wished they found a man that they could love that kind of love. But they found out that they were doing the rules indirectly because they did them accidentally by treating the guy like the guy they didn't particularly favor. And then the guy wanted to marry them, and then they said yes. So, what um, well, that wasn't how the authors found this out. The authors found this out through a friend, and then they sat around in the introduction to the first rules book, as well as in their um, biography, history of the rules. They found out from sitting around a table with other women, like-minded women who would like to have men date them, that they loved and that loved them. How do you get a man to treat you well? By doing the rules. If you're a woman being the pursued with that feminine energy, you are a creature unlike any other. You are a creature unlike any other, whether you think that way or not. You are a creature unlike any other. And for the man to treat you like a delicate flower, you, per, what's the word? You portray that woman that is a creature unlike any other. You exude that essence. A man falls in love with a woman's essence, the authors say. So if you read the first book, you'll get all of these essentials and then some. And in the rules handbook, it now lets you it gives you a reminder every day of what to do and how to remind yourself how to do the rules. So rules is a way of being. It's not just a prescribed way of doing 55 things, 35 rules, this and that. It's a way of being that helps you exude your happiness, and it also helps you choose how happy you are. Edna McIntosh, who is a rules coach, um, on the rules telephone support group call on Tuesdays and Sundays at 6 p.m. at Pacific Daylight Time 6 p.m., which is Eastern Daylight Time 9 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. She happens to say, well, Edison could have just turned off your lights an hour ago, and when the man asks you on the phone how you are, you say, great! Things are great. So that's how you exude your happiness. And it also helps you to take your mind off of things that don't keep you busy and happy. Busy and happy, a guy has to catch you in motion, even when he's married to you. It's more fun that way. It's cuter that way. Ah. Holy Grail, day 153. A guy should ask you out by Wednesday for Saturday night during a normal week, but several weeks in advance for Valentine's Day. The day is the holy grail of holidays for a rules girl. Any man who skips celebrating his beloved on this day is not in love with you. If he asks at the last minute, it's not a it's not such a good sign either. Even if he claims he loves you. I'll say those words in there. Okay, if a man asks at the last minute, it's not such a good sign either. A man in love will make reservations at a special restaurant 2 weeks or a month in advance. If he forgets the holiday, pretend you forgot it too. If he says Valentine's Day is nothing more than a marketing gimmick, don't argue, but just know he's not Mr. Right. Hmm. Well, we're in May, so we're pretty well in advance. That's for certain. And if he's planning a little honeymoon for a married couple, that would be about now to plan a trip to Europe or a trip to Asia or a trip to Australia or a trip to South America or a trip to Africa, anywhere. Um, Sorry, those are my fans that are in the room with me. Oh, she's disappeared. Anyway, um, anyway, so you know that now, and I'll tell you, I have a friend who her guy called her 1 week in advance for the 14th. What are you doing on the 14th? Well, she had plans. And I don't know if she really, really had plans, but she said she had plans, which was the smartest thing to do because accepting would have been a bad idea. I mean, even if you have a, an exclusive partner and the partner just happens to be working on that day or there's a special meeting, I mean, good bosses will know not to particularly plan a meeting at dinner time on the 14th of February, right? The 14th of February should be sacred to employers if they can help it. If they can't help it, that's a whole nother thing. If you have international meetings on the phone, I think there was one where in Beijing they would do it at 10 p.m. In Europe they would do it at, I think it was also 10 a.m. or something. And then in the United States, they would do it at 6 p.m. or some number. They'd have some kind of prescribed routine where they would have the international meeting on the three continents at a certain time of day. And it would make concessions for some people and some people, I think it might be 7 well, it was something. I can't maybe I don't remember. But anyway, it was something. Even then, some people are aware, Mother's Day in that country is such a day. Um, you know, Memorial Day in the United States is Monday here. And thanks to all those veterans who fought and gave their lives, obviously, that's Memorial Day coming this weekend. And anyway, so that's a very that's a very good thing for a lot of people to know. And also another thing is that it's even bigger than Christmas. They say that marketing people know that Valentine's Day they can generate more business for Valentine's Day than people do for Christmas. Mother's Day and Valentine's Day are bigger than Christmas. Something like that, I've heard. I heard that from a retailer too. It was at a place getting something at the counter. And uh, I'm obviously working on a project at home, and this is not the kind of place to bring a date to. So do not bring a date. Do not bring an exclusive boyfriend or anybody to your house if you're a slob like me. Do not. Do not. I'm not really a slob. I'm just very, very much overwhelmed right now. Anyway, so Day 153, the Holy Grail. Just remember that. That's food for thought for now. Alrighty. So that's the rules handbook for today, and I will see you tomorrow for our. Um, uh, I'm gonna call it Financial Friday. Actually, we've got a Friday focus on finances tomorrow, and that will be Victoria Rader. Today we have had Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider, and these are, I highly recommend that if your budget allows it, and only if your budget allows it, get a consultation with them. They charge $350 an hour, and it's well worth the time. What I don't know that you have to block off an entire. I'm not sure how they do it, but give them a call. Is the phone number right in here? Usually their phone number is right in the back or in the front, but go to therulesbook.com and have a look. Let's see. A must read for women seeking success in romance, as we read on day 1028. Okay. Alrighty, so we will talk to you again tomorrow. As to that respected congressman, old Kinderhook. Okay, old Kinderhook. Bye bye.